What's going on, gamers? Welcome back to the channel with a quick tech review on a new Bluetooth Switch Pro controller alternative by a company called Aolion. It's a Chinese company that creates these kind of knockoff products, but man, it looks crispy, and I've been playing with it for 2 weeks. I want to give you my input on it. It has a couple additional features that you won't normally see on a Switch controller, but the main thing is, does it hold up to everyday use and how does it feel? Let's do it. So first things first, when you first look at this, just in the box and then out of the box, it looks fantastic. Now, with a lot of these controllers, you always go, how's it going to hold up? I mean, does it actually feel good? Does it look fine? You know, it's a Bluetooth controller. It's got the built-in battery. So how does it compare to the Switch Pro controller? Because that's the standards. Nintendo's Pro controllers are the best controllers you can buy, but they do cost quite a bit of money. So when it comes to that, here is a quick example of a Nintendo Switch Pro controller next to an additional knockoff controller that looks almost identical to the Switch Pro, and then you have this third-party gray controller that I brought in. Size-wise, it looks exactly the same. Now, here's the biggest thing that I noticed. The weight is so much lighter, and it's not a bad thing. If you're used to a heavier controller, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you actually start using it, you get used to this lighter controller, and I actually liked it. I don't really get fatigue or anything. You hear about hand fatigue. Maybe I don't get enough time to game in order to actually get fatigue, but maybe this is where it could happen. This controller could be that you need to not get that fatigue. So first things first, the look, it passes the look test. The eye test, it passes. And how does it feel in the hand? It feels really, really good. Like I said, I have been so deep into Hades, or Hades, however you want to pronounce it, on the Nintendo Switch. I bought the physical version, and I've been going to Pound Town on that thing. And I have been playing it almost exclusively with this controller to get the full feel. Hooking up the Switch was super easy. It was a breeze. I plugged it in, and it connected, but my son put it up next to his Switch, and it connected to that also. So connectivity, super easy. But there's a few features on this that I want to talk about real quick. One, it comes with a turbo button, and it's super easy. Press the turbo button, press the button on the controller that you want to be turbo, and you're good to go. Other than that, the rest of the buttons are going to be identical to the normal Nintendo Switch controller. Before I get into some more of the features that you can find in this controller, let me just tell you, it's $33 right now. That is almost half the cost, not quite half, but it is so much cheaper than the Switch Pro. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly controller, all I can say right away is this is a great alternative. If you don't want to watch any more of the video, no, this controller holds up. But let me get to some of the features right now that I can tell you about to kind of make this a little bit easier if you are looking, and some of the features built into it. So first off, it does have some crispy buttons. It feels fantastic, and it does feel different, but it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel exactly like the Switch Pro controller. The buttons are a little more concaved, but it feels really, really good. It has a 1-key wake up, obviously the turbo function, dual motor vibration, which we'll talk about in just a second, 6-axis gyroscope, and then it has the NFC function. Does take obviously video and pictures like normal, and everything else about it is going to match up just like a normal Switch controller that you're used to. The only thing that I would say right out of the box that kind of bugged me is it vibrated like nobody's business. That vibration is amazing. It's incredible. It does feel really good. Here's the problem. Every single button press made it vibrate. Here is some B-roll I'm going to show you right now. This thing was going straight up banana sandwich. This thing actually vibrates so much I need to give it to like a lonely sister or something because it's crazy. I mean, seriously, take a look at this. So there you go. So there was a vibration, right? So you're going, okay, that gets a little bit annoying. No problem. You can go in the settings and you can turn it off or you can reduce it. So my only complaint was that, oh my gosh, playing this nonstop the first hour, I was like, bzz, 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 bzz. It was getting annoying. And then I went in the manual, and it's a feature that you can turn off, so know that you can adjust the vibration sensitivity. So that was the only complaint I had. My son has been playing Fortnite with this thing. Okay, he's a stud. He's been getting victory royales. He loves this controller. He has another third-party controller, but he absolutely loves this one. The other one he has actually has built-in or he has to put batteries in, this having the built-in battery like a normal Switch Pro is so much better. So this has become his go-to. It feels fantastic, the weight is good, and the best part about it, it works like it's supposed to. So for me, for 32 bucks right now, 33 bucks up to 40, it's a no-brainer. The Switch Pro controller obviously is the creme de la creme, and only time will tell what this will be like over the course of time. But for the last 2 weeks, I have put this thing through the wear and tear of Hades. I haven't beat the game yet, and I have been button mashing like a madman. Turn the vibration feature off, unless that's your sort of thing. Nothing wrong with that. But for me, I just had to reduce it because it was just literally driving me banana sandwich. So that's kind of my quick tech review of this Aolion Switch Pro knockoff that I think is an absolute steal and absolutely amazing for what you're getting. For 32 bucks, you can save half the money and buy a new game. That was always my biggest thing as a kid. If I had 50, 60, 70 bucks to spend on a controller, I always wanted to buy another game. So these controllers are an absolute steal if you want to save some money, have an extra controller, and be able to get even 2 of these for maybe the price of a Switch Pro. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, keep trolling, keep rolling. We'll see you next time.